Hey guys, Sarah back. I'm just doing a part two of my video because y'all know I'm super organized. Just kidding. And I get cut off because I don't figure out these things like in order to have enough space on my phone, blah, 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 before I get into doing the video. And then I'm like, I knew it was going to get cut off, but like, I was just going to try it out anyways. Whatever. My rational thinking is, ow! She's mean. Isn't always don't attack me, let go, here, get this, there you go. Isn't always super logical. So working on that. So I took a break, had some popcorn. Ow, watching Hardy Boys. Okay, this is gonna end up being just a comedy show of like me getting attacked by a cat. Like she's just having some problems today. I'm just gonna curl up. But yeah, so I was talking about loss of identity, or like sometimes it's like as far as me just going through identity issues because of masking, for 20 years and just not kind of losing sight of like things that I like myself and the person who I actually am, and careers that I wanted to pursue, and stuff that I kind of put aside to sort of fit into society, fit into a friends group, fit in something, 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 blah, 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 or just so that, I could not be bullied as much, or just going through, um, well, somewhat of hell, I guess. When really I think that I probably would have just been more content if I would have went through some of that stuff, if I would have um, been able to still pursue my interests and dreams and things like that. So, but we're in today, in the present time, and I'm making this an optimistic video because I'm practicing being less pessimistic. Um, yeah. So my first step that I had given to at the end of the video was to like look into stuff that you like, dislike, um, places you like to go. Do you actually like to go anywhere? Are you actually an extrovert? Are you an introvert? And like kind of seemed like an extrovert, like I kind of do sometimes, because you're just so awkward and quirky and you don't really know what to do with yourself. Um, and then the second thing is after kind of like making a list of all those things, or even maybe careers that you'd like to do, careers that you used to want to do when you were younger, you'd be surprised how all the little details can like be put together and made to actually help you kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Magnifying glass, search, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, like get a magnifying glass, look at all the tiny details, and you can find it, blah blah blah, detective. So yeah, so searching out all those things, making lists, and then trying to go through that and see what you come up with that you still like, that you still are interested in, that you still want to pursue, like whatever it is, um, from that person that you were before, you started masking, or changing yourself or whatever to fit into different stuff. Um, and then another thing is take some personality tests. Um, there's a couple different sites that I would recommend more, because some of them are not, really that great or as helpful. But yeah, and I can post some of those down below. But take some different personality tests, look into, yourself a little bit deeper, find out, where you need to maybe grow more. Some of the personality tests, like the MBTI, you get your personality, and it really helps to do a little bit more research past that. Maybe not to the extent of I did, because that's a little obsessive. And I just really needed to get down to the truth of like what type I was, so that I could grow a little bit better. the thing is if you like type and you're like, ooh, this one's cool and da da da, but you don't actually like know the one that's actually yours, then you don't know what functions, your cognitive functions that you're lacking in more. You don't know if you need to work on your intuition, or you need to work on your sensing, or you need to work on feeling more, or you need to work on calming down. Whatever. So learning the correct type and what is closer to the correct type will actually help you to grow and further yourself more in your life and your relationships. Or you could just talk about Mbti all the time with all your friends until, they eventually just like drift off because you don't know how to talk about anything else anymore. Oh, wait, that's me. Anyways, um, so, um, yeah, so taking some tests, looking into some of that. Another good one is the Enneagram test, and that kind of can connect somewhat with like taking your MBTI. Like a lot of people have their MBTI type and then their Enneagram, and those are both about like learning cognitive functions, or in Enneagram's case, like learning how you deal with things. Your weaknesses, your strengths, and same, as far as like looking at what you need to work on type of thing. A lot of those really helped me. So like if people wonder why I'm like always posting memes and different stuff like that about it, it's because it actually like it can be kind of comedic for me, but at the same time it's helped me extremely in my own life to see like the the strengths and weaknesses I have and what I can work on and what can help me in my relationships and stuff more, and how I view the world, how I put information together, and just so many other things. And yeah, so although they may seem like, this isn't very like, logical, or this isn't like, science, provable or whatever, when it comes down to it, for me, it's like there is a lot of things that it could prove and this and that, but when it comes down to it, like it really did help me to like figure out myself a little bit more, and and that's beneficial enough. So, and there's just so much more to it. It's very complex, a lot of information that I'm not going to spew all out today. But, so yeah, number one, look into yourself, your past, your childhood, likes and dislikes. Number two, take some different personality tests. And see what you get from there. There is different like professionals and stuff here on YouTube, and um, I know quite a bit myself, where I could help a little bit to guide you and stuff. But if you have questions, or you're not sure what something means, um, and yeah, so that can help. And then number three, like try to actually like use that in your life. Try to figure out like how that's useful. Like what's the purpose of what you're doing with this. It's easy for me to like get all the knowledge, do all the digging, like put it all down on paper, like have this all whatever, and like all keep it in my head. I don't really like, usually I would say like have always a purpose in what I'm gaining knowledge for. Like a lot of times I do, but sometimes it's just like I get interested, I want to dig more, I want to have more knowledge on it. And what I struggle with is like implementing it and like having a direct goal. Sometimes I think I have a direct goal and then I don't. So, working on that. But try to implement what you learn from yourself, your past, and your personality, and try to implement it into your life as far as like what you need to step back from, where you need to grow in, who you need to let go of, what you need to let go of, blah, blah, blah. You get what I'm saying. It will really help with those things. And these are like very surface level stuff of like the personality type stuff or whatever, but where I'm trying to get at really is that it is really helpful if you've had like a loss of identity, or you're just really trying to find some of those things figure some of those things out. And it's really helped me be a little more grounded, like back down to earth somewhat. I mean, I'm still like floating off in outer space sometimes, but it's helped me a lot because before, especially even with struggling with some of the stuff, like the autistic stuff and just sensory stuff and everything else, I just felt completely at a loss. I didn't really know like who I was besides just being a mom, like the needing to take care of my kids, like just needing to do the job, and not even really knowing like much at all about myself, anymore. And a lot of people I disconnected from and different things like that. And so it's like then it was almost like healthy for me to do though in a sense because I was able to distance enough to like really dig into my own self, my own brain. And I know that sounds like somewhat selfish, but that's not how I'm meaning it. It's that I think like and I won't go too much into it, but COVID in a way, like not necessarily like the stuff being out there, but me having time to like spend the time alone to like look into some of these things a little bit more and like to figure out what I'm good at and to do more YouTube videos and to just figure out who I am as a person, and what my gifts are. What I like to help with, what I have a hard time with, whatever. It's just giving me a little bit more time to process that instead of just like rushing into the next thing. And I'm not very impulsive when it comes to like choosing a career or choosing, what my purpose in life and stuff like that because I struggle with perfectionism and like I don't want to do that if like I don't have enough knowledge and different things on it, and so I'll just keep on holding myself back due to perfectionism with that. Um, but at the same time, before, whenever I didn't know these things, if I was asked to do something, I would just like be like, sure, and rush right into it and not really understand like, um, some of the boundaries that needed to be there on like what needs that I had and stuff. So, there's just so much more to, like it's not like, oh, I need to leave and like go away somewhere far away and I need to go find myself. Like, I realized that I could find myself right where I was at. And, um, sorry, I ate popcorn. It's just like all up in there. Um, yeah. But yeah, I could find myself right where I was at with my computer. Just me and a computer and like days alone by myself. I will not know everything, but I will know lots of things. And that's what I figured out. And I didn't even really know how to use my own brain. I honestly assumed that like I didn't really have much of one. And I'm like pretty much on the other side of that, like on the other side of thinking that way. So I try to introduce some of these things to other people because I know it's a struggle for more than just me, and I know that there's other autistics out in the world who, may have gone through the same process as me with masking and just losing their selves, and and then going into mental health things like depression or anxiety or whatever else. Um, because they just didn't know what to do or their purpose or whatever. And that's just me personally. Like, I really like to, um, dig and have different things and knowledge and whatever. But like, I also want to be able to do something with it. And that's usually where I struggle with, like I said, just implementing it. So, anyways, some of these tips and things that I'm talking about and that I've kind of got from is actually from learning um, from this other INTP, and he also has ADHD. I don't think he has Asperger's or autism or anything else like me, but just someone who has a similar personality type and some of the similar neurodiversity things going on. Learning like stuff from his channel, and his channel's name is actually Dopamine, and he goes by C Note sometimes. Really great. Loved watching his stuff. It helped me learn a lot about like burnout and avoiding that and stress and just a bunch of different stuff. And so like once you learn like some of the things about your personality and about your your actual self, and you accept some of that stuff, even the stuff that's not great, then you can learn from other people and like gain more knowledge from them. And it I love to learn and do a lot of things on my own, and it's hard to get help, but learning from different people that I've met like online and YouTube channels and different things like that has been really helpful. um, Something else that I'm trying to work on is like getting myself, to try to extrovert a little bit more. And that doesn't mean like extrovert with people, but like getting myself outside, like going and having new experiences, seeing new things. And that was another tip that I got from C Note, because him being an INTP. And so I'm trying to like step out of that comfort zone of just like not necessarily like I'm okay doing stuff by myself. I'm like more than okay with doing that. I've realized it's just that I think like with having autism and ADHD and anxiety and things, especially with all the stuff that's going on, it's like hard for me to want to push myself to leave outside of the house and to go just have some fun um, and have different new experiences. But part of my personality type is that I need to explore, I need to learn, I need to, um, go and see different things in the world and, see different cultures and different people. It's a little mixture of like philosophy and science. And so, I think that learning some of the personality stuff has helped me to um, not only learn more about myself, but to see myself as I truly am. Uh, not just as an INTP, not just as an autistic, but um, as just one person that's different, and everybody has their own individual selves. And so I've learned what mine is. And whenever I finally like landed on the INTP type after like, months of thinking I was this one or whatever, I knew it was it, because then I just stopped looking after that. Then I just went on to a new subject. But I wouldn't have known I was that type if I just stuck with what was good enough, and that didn't mean I was going for perfection, but I was going to keep searching and trying to figure that out. And I think like that's the whole thing about like trying to figure out your identity, is that you don't have to leave everybody around you. You don't have to go off to another world or whatever to have time to find yourself. It's just yourself is in here. Yourself is deep in here, and it's just kind of like having the the strength and willpower to push through and to continue digging those things out. But that's like as like whatever chill as I'm gonna get today on that subject. Thank you for watching my videos today. I appreciate y'all coming to my channel. I hope these have helped y'all, and y'all have a good rest of your week. And I'm gonna go because I think I'm just gonna pass out here in a second. Thank you. Goodbye.